What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are continuing with our Madden 20 Realistic Rebuild series as by the team you guys most wanted to see in the comments. You wanted to see Dallas? I don't know why. But I'm a man of the people, and this is really the last annoying team. We've already done the Redskins, we've already done the Giants, so might as well get rid of the Cowboys. It's disgusting. We got Mike McCarthy here as our coach. We're using the updated rosters. Our starting point is going to be at the conclusion of the 2020 draft. I'm not going to draft any different because I thought the Dallas Cowboys drafted insanely well. So here's going to be our roster, and this is going to be the biggest thing is Dak Prescott. I'm giving him 1 year. I'm pretty sure he's on tag, right? So I'm going to give him this 1 year, and if he plays well, we'll pay him. And if he doesn't play well, we won't pay him, and we'll have to find his replacement. Will it be Andy Dalton? Will Andy Dalton be a placeholder until we can find a long-term replacement? I don't know. But that's obviously going to be the big move, the big moment of this rebuild is Dak Prescott. I'm going to set it this. He got to get total, because, you know, he probably one of those quarterbacks, I would assume, gets 3-4 rushing touchdowns. I'm going to say he needs to get 35 total touchdowns this season, because I know he's going to be asking for like $130, $140 million. If he gets that threshold, 35 total, I'll give him his contract. If he doesn't, if he gets 34, 33, 32, we'll think about it. If he gets less than 32, absolutely zero chance in hell we're resigning him. At running back, you have Ezekiel Elliott, one of the best running backs in the National Football League. You have Tony Pollard, Madden 20 God, one of my favorite running backs in Madden 20. I mean, Zeke's only a superstar, though. He's not a superstar X Factor. That is weird. Okay. We got Amari Cooper, who's a superstar X Factor. We have Michael Gallup, who's really good. And they got CeeDee Lamb in the draft out of Oklahoma, debatably the best wide receiver in the draft class. Very annoyed as a Philadelphia Eagle fan. And as an Eagle fan in particular, it's going to be CeeDee Lamb versus Jalen Reagor. Who's going to have a better career? And God, I hope CeeDee Lamb's off before you Cowboy fans that are watching this. But in reality, that is as scary of a 3-wide receiving core as there is in the National Football League. Now, the only thing that makes me as an Eagle fan a little bit okay about it is in real life, the man that's throwing the ball is inconsistent, I guess we could say. He does a lot of things well and does a lot of things poorly, is Dak Prescott. And here's hoping he can accurately hit these guys consistently over 16 games, or the Dallas is going to be a problem. At tight end, definitely a little bit weaker. Still need to find the long-term Jason Witten replacement. I don't think it's on the roster, so tight end will be a position we look at drafting. We have Tyron Smith, who's really good, 91 superstar, but he is 29, so we got to be conscientious about his age and start planning for his replacement. At left guard, we have Connor Williams, who was horrific for me, dating way back to the Oakland Raiders franchise, or the Vegas Raiders franchise. But here's hoping he can be serviceable because he does have the age and does have some upside. At center, Travis Frederick retired, which is kind of annoying if you're a Dallas Cowboy, even just a football fan. He was a really, really good center. But then Philly gave them the pick to get Tyler Bidash, who, if he's medically good, which is the big red flag, there's a reason why he slipped to, I think, the 4th round, his 3rd or 4th round. He was the best interior lineman for me. And he's going to be our starting center. And we get a starting rookie center there. I don't know if he has a hidden dev. He does not. But, yeah, I'm confident that Bidash will be a long-term player for this on the offensive line. Zach Martin, you know, top 3 guard in the National Football League. But, again, kind of like Tyron Smith, he's 29. So he's getting up there in age just a little bit. And then at right tackle, we have La'el Collins coming off a breakout year last season. Still, he's getting up. Man, this is a Cowboys offensive line. It's kind of like Phillies in a ways. I mean, Philly, we hope with Andre Dillard, we've started to get some more youth injected. But when you look at the Eagles, Jason Kelsey, Brandon Brooks, Lane Johnson, they're all 28, 29, 30, getting up there. Same with Dallas, man. Like 2 of the premier offensive lines, at least higher regarded offensive lines in the National Football League, they're getting kind of old. And when you're looking at like a 10-year rebuild, we're going to have to low-key start drafting linemen. The good news is we're not going to have to draft linemen our year 1, so we can start to wait until we get some of those juicy Madden-generated draft class linemen. But, yeah, I'm going to have to low-key prioritize getting some youth on this Dallas Cowboy offensive line. Defensive line, we got DeMarcus Lawrence, Tank Lawrence, X Factor, 88 overall. He's 28, so the age is, it's getting up there, but he should be serviceable, should hold on to his rating fairly well. Right defensive end, we have the Canadian, Tyron Crawford. Old, he's 30 now. We have Alden Smith coming out of retirement, but he's also 30. Dorrance Armstrong Jr. is 23. Has some youth to him. Might need to try to find a way to get him snapped sooner than later. On the interior, they got Gerald McCoy, who's 87, but he's 32. Dontari Poe, who's 78, but he's also 30. In terms of youth, hopefully Tristan Hill and Neville Gallimore can be a nice 1-2 punch for us at the D-line. Won't play them much year one, but year two, I expect Joe McCoy. Like, these guys are not on long-term contracts. I would say year two, we'll probably go with Hill and Gallimore as our two starters. But for right now, we kind of want to win year one. We'll keep it with these two guys. Left side linebacker, we have Leighton Vander Esch, 83. Has regressed down some dev traits, though. I remember he had a higher dev trait than a star. And I think, he's had some neck injuries and stuff like that that's kind of scary. But when he's healthy, man, he's definitely one of the better young linebackers in the league. And hopefully we can, maximize all of his potential here before he becomes, if you've done any sort of rebuilding, usually year 4, year 5, Leighton Vander Esch is always available in free agency. Hopefully we can do our part to re-sign him. We have Jalen Smith, who is an 81 overall. I think the partnership between Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch, when both these guys are like in form, both these guys are feeling it. It's a hell of a 1-2 punch at a linebacking core. And then we got old man Sean Lee just holding it down. Need to get a outside linebacker sooner than later because Sean Lee is pretty damn old. In the secondary, no more Byron Jones as he is cashed out and headed to South Beach. So we got Chidobe Awuzie, 82 star, 25, workable. Jordan Lewis, 77 normal, he's 25, it's workable. Anthony Brown's at 75, Darryl Worley, 75. They got Trayvon Diggs out of Alabama. I'll tell you right now, he's going to be playing some snaps as a rookie. He's a 71 hidden dev. They got Reggie Robinson out of Tulsa. I thought that was a really good value pick in the middle to late rounds. But I definitely will get Trayvon Diggs some snaps. He'll be our third corner. We'll probably go Awuzie and Trayvon Diggs on the outside and have Jordan Lewis as our slot. Free safety, we have Xavier Woods, 77 with a normal dev. I mean, maybe there's a chance we can develop him. Normal dev players, especially at the safety position, tend to get 1 or 2 dev trait scenarios fairly early on. So I would not be surprised to see Woods be a star dev sooner than later. And then we got HaHa Clinton Dix at strong safety, 80. He's a star dev. He is 27. He's probably pretty close to reaching his ceiling in terms of potential, but he's solid for the time being until we could find a suitable replacement or move a corner to safety or something like that. We have Greg the Leg. Legatron is their new kicker. I kind of actually forgot about that move in free agency. And they got Chris Joe. So a solid special teams unit here. Oh, they got G Ward on their P squad? No. G Ward. That's an Eagle player. But anyways, yeah, 10-year rebuild for the Dallas Cowboys, and really all eyes on year one or on Dak Prescott. 35 touchdowns, 100% we'll re-sign him. 32, between 32 and 34, we'll think about it. And less than 32 touchdowns, we're going to be going in a new direction at that quarterback spot. Year one, life is pretty damn good for Dallas coming out of the bye week. We got a dev trade scenario here for Michael Gallup to go from a star to a superstar, so that'd be pretty dope to have him get that. But we're also undefeated. We are 9-0. 9-0. And Dak Prescott, is he on pace to get the 35 touchdowns? He's at 18. He has no rushing. He's at 18 right now. We're going to have to wait and see on him. Let's see what the contract is right now. I'm pretty sure it's going to be something in the hundreds. 155. Yeah, it's a wait and see there. Outside of that, we'll get Awuzie some money. Probably get Xavier Woods. Get him maybe a 4-year deal. Less than $2 million cap hit. That's not too bad. What about Jordan Lewis? 4 year, 3.5. He's 77. I feel like he might be able to get a dev trade sooner than later. So we'll get him. Really, other than that, we're going to have more than enough money to kind of wait and see with Dak Prescott. We'll check back week 15, week 16, week 17, somewhere in that to try to hammer out a deal, or at least have an idea what we're doing before we clearly go on a playoff run because we're undefeated. I guess I didn't consider putting a win total. Like, if we got 12 wins, that also would pay Dak Prescott because he finds a way to win. But yeah, right now we're just going to continue in the wait and see stage. All right, so we stand before you here, week 17, 12-3. And of course, Dak Prescott would make things interesting. I said if he had at least 32, we would think about it. He has technically 33 with the rushing touchdown. So here's how we'll start things off. This week we'll offer him whatever this contract is, and if he takes it, that's fine. If he doesn't take it, I'm going to wait till the offseason, see how well he does in the playoffs. So I will at least offer him this initial 6-year, $155 million contract. He takes it. So this is, unfortunately, if you're looking at this to be the, what do they do without Dak Prescott rebuild? That won't happen until at least part 2. So at the end of year 1, We got that first round bye into the divisional playoffs. It's probably the best possible playoff match. I say that as an Eagle fan too. Either way, across the board, Philly and Dallas in Dallas. Now we are in 85 overall. I don't know if we have how many dev traits we have unlocked. CeeDee Lamb came out superstar dev. I don't know if we had anything on the defense. We're still waiting on Neville Gallimore. It most likely is going to be a star. Looking at the stats here, Dak Prescott finished. Wow, he really was that last game. He went off. That's like 6-5. We did put a 30 bomb up, but he had what 32 touchdowns, and there was 1 game left or 2 games left. I can't remember. There's only 1 game left. Jesus, 5 touchdown performance after getting paid, but 37-7 for Dak. Ezekiel Elliott was outstanding. I think he should be able to get his superstar X Factor ability off of this performance. It was 1,900 rushing yards and 17 touchdowns. Even Tony Pollard, man, just an unreal offense. No dominant receiver, Amari Cooper. I personally wouldn't have paid Amari Cooper the contract that they did. And obviously in Madden, knowing that elite wide receivers never play like it, yeah, a little bit of a disappointing year, considering how much offensive production we had. But the touchdowns are not brutal. 7 for Cooper, 9 for the rookie CeeDee Lamb, 7 for Blake Jarwin, 4 for Gallup, 5 for Ezekiel Elliott had 2,200 yards and 22 touchdowns. Jeez, he might be the MVP. Leighton Vander Esch led the team 93 tackles, had 8.5 sacks. That's kind of weird and crazy. 9 sacks for Gerald McCoy, 8.5 for Tank Lawrence, 3 picks. Jordan Lewis led the team. Yearly awards MVP with the Patrick Mahomes beating out Ezekiel Elliott. Wentz is there, who we see in the playoffs in just a second. Dak coming in at number 7. Did we get Coach of the Year? Mike McCarthy, nice. Coach of the Year. First year back after getting fired from the Packers. Offensive Player of the Year went to Ezekiel Elliott. Defensive Player of the Year went to Eric Kendricks. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to CeeDee Lamb. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Chase Young. We got Ezekiel Elliott is our best running back. Zach Martin and Tyron Smith 1 and 2 for best lineman. I would have thought Vander Esch would have been higher up here on the linebackers. Either way, phenomenal team success and individual success on point as we hop into this game to take on the 9-7 Eagles here in year 1 of the Madden 20 realistic rebuild of the Dallas Cowboys. Alrighty, Eagles, Cowboys, you know who I'm low-key cheered for in this matchup. It's only year 1, too. We could afford a quick playoff exit. We already paid Dak Prescott. But also, I mean, if we do win, it's not going to be the end of the world. So going back and forth, obviously, we like to control the clock. We like to run it with Ezekiel Elliott, with Tony Pollard. So that should work well in the sim. That's an OG sim thinking, though. Because like back in Madden 17, Madden 18, you used the Super Sim. It was all about who the best running back. Remember, Le'Veon Bell would go off for like legit like 270 yards every time you play the Pittsburgh Steelers. So here we go. 4th down. Playoffs on the line. 4th and 1. Surely they can run the ball and get that first down, which they do. Ooh, last second touchdown. Dallas wins in the dying moments. Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz go toe-to-toe. Zeke Elliott, 121 yards as the Dallas Cowboys knock off their arch rival Philadelphia Eagle to move on to the NFC Championship. It's an old school matchup, 90s. It's like the most 90s matchup you could have in the NFC. San Francisco, Dallas. I feel comfortable in this one. A battle of 2 teams, and in real life, both quarterbacks tend to hand the ball off a lot. But I take Dak Prescott. I'll take Dak Prescott over Jimmy Garoppolo. I'll tell you that right now. Every day. At least Dak Prescott in the little mini air raid they had last year had a bunch of yards, right? You know? Come on. I just said something nice about Dak Prescott. Don't have us lose to Jimmy Garoppolo. There we go. Instant touchdown. Defense needs a big stand. And there we go. Hold on to the lead. If there's one team that should be able to bleed the clock like no other, it's the Dallas Cowboys. And in year 1, what do we do with my hands? My hands are up in front of my face. What do I do with them? We usually don't have this success ever in year 1 of a rebuild, but we should have known that coming in because Dallas is a very overpowered sim team. But Jesus, we might be able to win a Super Bowl year 1, kick our feet up, have 9 years just to, hey, can we win like 6 or 7 more? The Super Bowl has been set. Dallas versus Buffalo. Weird. Zeke Elliott did get a Superstar X Factor based upon his season. We didn't get anything for Dak. That's actually kind of surprising. I thought he would have been good enough to go from star to superstar. But there's our, I think that's the only depth trait we did see on the team. Like in terms of like a straight up upgrade, which, yeah, it absolutely. Oh, no. Xavier Woods went from normal to a star. So that's nice because we gave him a brand new contract. But it's the Zeke show against, I mean, what? I actually kind of just want to see. Did Josh Allen have a ridiculous year, or the Bills just like kind of, how did they get here? I mean, Singletary had a solid season. Nothing too crazy. Is this just what happens when New England's gone? Just like whoever decides to play good is gonna win. Like weird teams are just gonna come up now because the Patriots are not the Patriots of years past. So either way, this should be a Super. That we could win a Super Bowl year one. I don't think we've done that yet. Even been remotely close to doing that yet in any of the other realistic rebuilds, and we're like well over halfway done every team in the NFL. So let's see if we can make realistic rebuild history here at Madden 20 with the Dallas Cowboys winning a Super Bowl in year number 1. The team that has, I don't know, I'm not going to lie, I have no idea how many Super Bowls Dallas has off the top of my head. Do they have like 3, 4, something like that? 5? Either way, it's a team that's gone on, you know, a franchise that has Super Bowl credentials versus a team that might have the most black eye when it comes to Super Bowls. 4 straight, no titles, and it looks like this is just a slaughtering. Up and down the field, bleeding the clock. Every time we get the ball, it seems like we're taking 3-4 minutes off the clock, which is absolutely where you don't want to be, the Buffalo Bills. And this defense, stifling. Josh Allen, the bright lights, way too bright. Can I stop the rebuild now because we've won a Super Bowl? Please? Every bone in my Eagles body is saying, all right, let's just end this right now. Year 1, we won the Super Bowl with Dallas. But I actually do know that for whatever weird reason, there are a considerable amount of Dallas Cowboy fans that support my channel, which I appreciate you. So I'm going to give you guys a full realistic rebuild. And this is, I mean, we talk about, oh man, that would be annoying. We talk about breaking records. I have an Excel sheet that I write down literally everything for every realistic rebuild we've done. I write down the free agents we sign. I write down the rookies that we use, the rookies that we draft. But I also keep note, there's your MVP, Ezekiel Elliott, of how many divisional titles we win and how many Super Bowls we win. And right now we have really, a couple big dogs, definitely a couple big dog teams that have played very well. The Raiders is the premier one. When we did the Las Vegas Raiders, they have 5 divisional titles and 3 Super Bowls. We've had, some other fairly successful. We have 5 divisional titles, 2 Super Bowls with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We had 6 divisional titles, 2 Super Bowls with the New Orleans Saints. We had 8 divisional titles and 2 Super Bowls with the, let me see here. Ooh, with the Buffalo Bills. We had 3 divisional titles, 2 Super Bowls with the New York Giants, and 4 divisional titles, 2 Super Bowls with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I think when you start off 1-1 in year 1 with the Dallas Cowboys, you feel pretty good that we're going to probably make this the best in terms of winning, most successful rebuild. As Amari Cooper had 0 catches in the Super Bowl, as fitting of Amari Cooper in big games. That's kind of been his mantra, huh? Doesn't play well on the road, does not play well in clutch games, but if you're playing a dog shit team, Amari Cooper will give you 10 catches for 230 yards and 4 touchdowns. Super Bowl? 0-0, Amari? You're a $100 million wide receiver. Luckily, we have Ezekiel Elliott to just hand the ball off. I mean, hey, Dak Prescott didn't even really have that good of a game, but Super Bowl is a Super Bowl. I guess let's try and set some realistic rebuild records. Free agent period, we only have $12 million, so I'm gonna be a little conscientious when it comes to our contracts. We do need a strong safety. Man, that'd be we'll throw a bid on Keanu O'Neal. We'll just throw a bid on him. 1 bid, that's it. If not, we'll keep what little money we have so that it'll, carry over to next year for our upcoming free agents. Or we just sign. So far in Madden 20, Keanu O'Neal has been a popular, and you've seen it probably in 2 or 3 different videos. I never get him, and I get him this year. So huge free agency signing here for the Dallas Cowboys. So looking at our draft recap, very solid draft. No one below a 66 overall. We get Anthony Hines, 66 normal. We got KJ Britt, 68 normal linebacker. We got Elijah Vera Tucker from USC, 68 guard in the 3rd round, also pulling in a hidden depth trait. So maybe he could be the guy that could be groomed to take over for Zach Martin. when that time comes. We get Daniel Falele from Minnesota, massive human being, 6'9", 400 pounds. Probably got to lose a little bit of weight, but there's definitely some intrigue about him and his terms of development and being able to sit under Tyron Smith and maybe be groomed to be his heir. And then we have, in the first round, I wanted to get a tight end. We got Charlie Kolar from Iowa State, 74 hidden dev next year. Get ready for next year's draft. Next year's tight end class is going to be very good. Breven Jordan, Pratt Firemouth, Kyle Pitts, Charlie Kolar. There's going to be probably 4 guys that legit could potentially go in the first round. I mean, they probably won't because tight ends just don't carry that kind of value. But as it stands right now in my personal rating, we're not going to make this a draft video. I think there's 4 first-round great tight ends potentially next year's draft. And Kolar is one of them. Great skill set. Will most likely be a day 1 starter. Isn't that Jason Witten's number? So maybe he's going to be the next Jason Witten. We look to defend our Super Bowl title here in year 2. We're an 86 overall team, 89 offense. So very kind of one-sided to what we want to do. But, oh my God. Geez, look at this. Across the board, skill positions are on point, especially if Kolar can really hit the ground running in terms of development. We were worried about the age on the offensive line, and then we just got Vera Tucker, hidden dev, Falele, 68, almost a 70 overall rookie. So, I mean, things are looking up on offense, not one damn thing to worry about. On the defense, we got Dorrance Armstrong here taking over at defensive end. A little bit of a gamble there to see if he can catch on. Gallimore will be a starter along with McCoy. Secondary remains about the same. We brought Keanu Neal in free agency. And a little bit of a surprise, KJ Britt was like a 68 middle linebacker, but he's a 71 right outside linebacker to take over for Sean Lee. So we might have found a diamond in the rough for us in terms of a starter, especially if he could find himself a dev trait, gets a lot of production. That would be unreal to get a starter just on a whim of like, let's just kind of get a little bit of a flyer in the 5th, 6th round or something like that. So really, really happy with our squad. Definitely have as much possibility as humanly possible of repeating as Super Bowl champions here in year 2. Bye week here in year 2, pretty much the same as the bye week in year 1. Undefeated, we're 6-0, top of the NFC East, and no other team is playing particularly good. Remember the Eagles, who we met in the playoffs? Yeah, they're just 0-7. So it's sanity. Contracts, we got Michael Gallup here at wide receiver. Oh, we have no money. All right. There's a reason why we're winning so much. We have no money to pay Michael Gallup. That's annoying. So literally exactly like last year, 12-4, get that first round bye in the divisional round. We take on an NFC East opponent. Copy and paste our second divisional title, 2 for 2 to start off this rebuild. Looking at our stats, I mean, we did have a couple hidden devs on offense. We had Vera Tucker, the guard, who's still hidden, and Kolar, who is a star dev. Don't think we had anything on defense, but Britt's up to a 75, getting considerable snaps as a rookie. As our right outside linebacker, looks like he could be a long-term starter for us there at that spot. Dak Prescott, oh, he got paid and he played meh. Got the wins, though. 1,700 yards, 18 touchdowns for Ezekiel Elliott. Ridiculous. Dak finished, I guess, with 30 touchdowns. It's not... Like, 30 is the minimum. I feel like if you have, like, especially a $100 million quarterback, there's going to be ups and downs. 30 touchdowns minimum. So I guess Dak did hit that. None of our wide receivers had dominant years at all. Jalen Smith had a ridiculous year. 125 tackles, 10 TFLs, 3 sacks, 2 picks. We had 12.5 sacks from Tank Lawrence, 8 from Neville Gallimore. Interceptions on the charts, 4 Van Der Esch, 4 Trayvon Diggs, 3 for Woods. Whole lot of picks. Yearly awards, MVP went to Deshaun Watson. Ezekiel Elliott coming in at number 6. Did we have Coach of the Year? Oh, got beat out there. NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Christian McCaffrey. Zeke at number 2. Defensive Player of the Year went to Khalil Mack. Jalen Smith at 5. Diggs and Van Der Esch 7 and 8. For the individual award, Zeke is your best running back in back-to-back years. Zach Martin is your best lineman in back-to-back years. So that's kind of cool. Pretty much literally rinse and repeat. Dak Prescott, outside of Dak Prescott playing slightly shittier, this year was exactly the same as the first year. So hopefully, I guess we can win another Super Bowl. Divisional round at home against the New York Giants. Unlike the last game where we played the Eagles, and I wouldn't really care. I don't like the Giants, so it'd be pretty cool if we could find a way to win. Giants get out to a hot start, but it's 14-7 at halftime, second half, everything to play for. We kick a field goal. Let's just not be one and done, huh? 2 straight field goals is less than ideal considering every time New York's got in scoring position, they have got a touchdown, and this is little like too little. I don't know, maybe. Ooh. I can't pass that up. I cannot pass this up. Let's go, I mean, we're on the third. Whoa. Why does that happen in Madden? Hey, play the moments. Is Alvin Kamara? They have Alvin Kamara and Saquon Barkley on the Giants. What? That's the stupidest thing I just saw, and I literally just saw the sim say, hey, hop it and play with 13 seconds left and the clock's running. And there's like 10-second runoff. Jesus Christ, get into year 3. Well, like it's the 1940s. Daniel Jones, 100 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, and they just have, how do you stop that? Why did this happen? Not only could we not resign anyone, we're $9 million in the hole. Okay, got to get the old clippers out here. Make some snips. Not actually going to be that hard. We have 2 cap whales, if we'll call it here, that can free up cap. Gerald McCoy first up. That's like $4 million. And I've also cut a lot of our depth. So getting rid of that. Another 3.5, $4 million here for Anthony Brown. Should put us within the green and able to play football next year. It does. But we can't sign anybody. All right, gotta be an awful draft class. If we got at 28, just BPA, you know, kind of just D-tackle, obviously, in our scheme. Number 1 in true talent, and he's 77 normal. It's not gonna be a strong draft class. We followed up really a can't do anything handcuffed free agency because we had no money. We actually had to lose players, so we lost Michael Gallup because we couldn't re-sign. I had to make some cuts with a draft that was as meh of a draft as you can get. You just got like a bunch of normal devs, you know, your typical high bench tackles a little bit later. 3rd round, we got Richard Griffin, a 68 guard with a hidden dev. So that's kind of nice. We get a 70 center, just more so an interior lineman. That's kind of how I viewed it. Just going BPA at a 1st round grade. And then the number 1 player in the draft is obviously for our scheme, he's going to have to be a defensive tackle. Which, I mean, in a way, he goes up to a 79 as a D tackle. That's actually a little bit better. The optics are better, especially because Tristan Hill not really living up to expectations as a 2nd round pick. That's actually a really good pick, generally speaking here. If we can get this guy a dev trait somehow, some way, even just a star, he'll be a monster. If we look for our 3rd straight divisional title, here's where the squad is at. Definitely not as good as we were. I think we're a point lower than what we were a year before. No more Michael Gallup, so we're kind of going a little bit light at wide receiver. We got G Ward. Put Greg Ward in the slot. I've seen worse. Vera Tucker will be playing at guard, taking over for Connor Williams. We also had no money to re-sign last season. No other changes on the offense. Defensively, we did get a dev trade upgrade here for Trayvon Diggs, which is, I don't know. I mean, he did have a decent amount of picks last year, but hey, I'll take that superstar, free superstar. Samuel, our 1st round pick, will be our D tackle too. Bradley Anai, who was a mid-round pick for the Dallas Cowboys in 2020, will have his opportunity to play at that defensive end position here. That's kind of been a revolving door. I don't know. Maybe we can find some stability there. That would be ideal. And then the back end looks exactly the same. Except Van Der Esch has also gone up a dev trade. I hope we have enough money to re-sign him. Point of year 3, considering we've been undefeated every other time we've stopped the halfway point. We're only 7-1. Things are definitely trending in the wrong direction here for the Dallas Cowboys. Top place in the NFC East. 2 wins in hand. Please, please give me enough money to re-sign you. Ooh. Hell yeah. Okay. Everyone else can go pound sand. We got UDFA here. But, yeah. Awesome. What else is new? Week 17. Zeke Elliott goes off again. And we finish, I believe, for the 3rd time in a row. 12-4. 3 for 3, our 3rd year, our 3rd divisional title. Good God. Dak played slightly better, but still not anywhere near a $155 million quarterback. But what do we got here? 32 touchdowns. He's constantly meeting performance requirements, and he's getting wins. Zeke Elliott is a god. He's a sim god. Those are like the best sim numbers. Again, wide receivers, incredibly disappointing. I mean, 9 touchdowns for Collards, not bad. But CeeDee Lamb for a 91 now overall wide receiver. 500 yards, 6 touchdowns. Are you kidding me? Amari Cooper, 95 overall wide receiver, 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. You kidding me? We got a $100 million quarterback throwing in the ball, and you can't get open more? Defensively, Jalen Smith, 92 tackles, 4 TFLs, 4 sacks, 2 picks, 9.5 sacks for Neville Gallion. Well, that's a big-time season. He might have just got himself a dev trade increase. Interceptions down a little bit from a year ago. Yearly awards, MVPs, Josh Allen. Zeke coming in at number 4. Offensive player of the year went to Ezekiel Elliott. Defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. Ooh, a little bit of a Josh Rosen revival there, New Orleans. Cool. Too bad we already did that, copycats. Zeke's your best running back. Zach Martin, again, your best lineman. Pretty much automatic at this point as we get ready for another playoff run. Finding out who we're going to take on in the division round because we got 3 straight byes. It is going to be the 9-7 Carolina Panthers. Okay. McCaffrey, Zeke Elliott. We got this guy, UDFA is our backup punter. Let's do this. The ball better. That is who is going to win this game here in year 3. I mean, Carolina also has, we're actually, you know, outside of the Dallas Cowboys having a big advantage at the offensive line spot, fairly similar. I mean, Carolina has a lot of speed at wide receiver, a lot of talent at wide receiver. You know, you got DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, Robbie Anderson. They got some playmakers there. They got a great running back. Quarterback, you know, up in the air. I think I'd probably, but even then, kind of similar. Teddy and Dak Prescott, game managers more so than they are truly elite quarterbacks. This is good. This is a really close matchup, and I definitely want to see, you know, Zeke Elliott do Zeke Elliott things. Because, you know, I don't want to turn this into an anti-Dak Prescott video at any way. Because I actually, for an Eagle fan, I give him more credit than probably 95% of the Eagle fan base. However, we need to focus on that number. 82%, almost 83% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, 114 yards for Zeke Elliott as Dallas is moving on to the NFC Championship game here in year 3. Man, come on. There ain't nothing that the Giants can do. Oh, yeah, I forgot. They got Saquon Barkley and Alvin Kamara. So if we just stop the run, if we could even just take away one of their 2-headed freak running backs, we should feel comfortable here. But settling for field goals is not going to do it. And just like that, even though we dominate the first half, we settle for 2 field goals and we're losing going into the second half. Are the Giants just going to be a juggernaut, a thorn in our side for the remainder of this rebuild, or at least until the Kamara Saquon Barkley monster, as you know, becomes too expensive and they got to move on from it? Or, you know, Saquon, are they going to re-sign Saquon when his contract comes up, knowing that they have Alvin Kamara and already paid top dollar for it? I don't know. But we did enough to survive them this time, get revenge for last year, and get back into the Super Bowl. Because they just didn't run the ball. They let Daniel Jones through it, and that was their big mistake. We had over 100 yards for Zeke Elliott. Not a bad game from Dak. Like that, trying to get Super Bowl number 2 in year number 3. Here are the Super Bowl, the Houston Texans, Dallas Cowboys. Alrighty. It's a big game. We'll just act like it's in Jerry World 2 or something like that. Okay, it's Deshaun. They have the better quarterback. That's probably their biggest advantage. Deshaun Watson is the edge over Dak Prescott. But other than that, I mean, Dallas thoroughly should be the better team in this matchup here. Defensively, offensive line, skill position players. So let's see it here, man. We're down 4 in the 4th quarter. Looking for that next Super Bowl. We got the lead, but Houston responds going all the way down the field. We got 4th down. I'll see if I can convert this 4th down. I will not get them a touchdown, but I will see if I can do my best to come in here and get them at least continue this drive. Amari Cooper in the slot. That's kind of where we want to look. Boom! And he catches it. He's already triggered his X Factor. Not a great game from Dak Prescott. As you can see, only 150 yards. He's trying to let Zeke do his thing. Back to play the moments. And they finish off the drive. 59 seconds. Keep Houston out of field goal range. And we got our second Super Bowl. And we got it. Mike McCarthy gets it done on the back of Ezekiel Elliott. Super Bowl win number 2 in year number. It's going to pain me to say that most likely, once we run through all 32, 31, 30, 29, 20, we have 28 teams that we're doing realistic rebuilds for because we've already done a couple off ones with the Redskins, with the Dolphins, with the Chargers, and with the Packers. When all said and done, this Dallas Cowboy one will probably be the best one that we had in terms of wins, and that's going to annoy me. Let's get on to year 4. Another free agent period, another spot. We have no money whatsoever. I mean, Nick Bosa, generally speaking, though, we should just act like keeping Leighton Vander Esch was our big free agency move. So, it's not that bad. Followed up a Super Bowl win, a nothing free agency period. Everything so far has been eerily in a pattern for this Dallas Cowboy team. We followed up with, an average, above average draft class. Was not any elite prospects. We got bamboozled on a high bench Garrett here, 53 overall. We got a 69 wide receiver Kirkland Bullough from Central Florida. We got a 70 DN Keith Holiday out of Texas Tech. Probably our best pick is here, DeJuan Booth out of Tulsa, 68 hidden dev wide receiver. Solid. I mean, he looks solid. Might have a chance to actually be our wide receiver 3 this year. We might gamble on that dev trait. We had a 72 tackle, who's number 17 in true talent in the 6th round. And, I would say generally an average draft, unless Booth has something like a superstar dev, then it's going to be a well above average one. Kick off year 4, looking for our third Super Bowl, our 4th divisional title, team's looking good. We're peaked. This might actually be the strongest our team has been at any point. We're going to have Booth be our wide receiver 3. Other than that, not a goddamn change on the offense. Defensively, no changes outside of... Actually, I think we'll go Holiday over Anai. Let's just look at the depth trade. It costs Anai 8,000 XP. It costs Holiday 5,000 XP to go up a point. So we'll go Holiday there at the end. No changes, really, at any other point on this team. So that's pretty awesome. Keeping this Super Bowl team together for this long has been fairly goddamn impressive. Let's go into year 4, get that 4th divisional title, try to get that 3rd Super Bowl. Nice. Got a dev trade upgrade from star to superstar for Neville Gallimore, 4,000 XP. Might as well just come right now here at the bye week. Not really, where we've been in years past, but still technically, there's a loss there, but tied for first for wins in the NFC East, 4-3. So everything is still in play to get that 4th divisional title, just not nearly as dominant as we have been in years past. Contracts. In terms of salary cap, we are probably hurting a little bit. We're going to have to be a little conscientious with our money and prioritize playing our young players first. So Gallimore is going to be the first guy that gets a deal. We'll keep him until he's 29. Very favorable deal for the man that just got a superstar dev. Trayvon Diggs at corner. Definitely want to give him. We'll give him a 5-year deal. Make sure we can retain him. And then it's kind of open game. Bidash at center, solid, but he doesn't really have a dev trade or anything crazy. That's $7 million. Versus, say, a Tank Lawrence, where we have no one to replace him on the defensive line. What about you, Tyron Smith? We could pay Tyron Smith and not pay anybody else. That's probably what we're going to do. And in week 17, a battle of 2 9-6 teams. We beat the Cardinals 35-17 to go to 10-6 to win our 4th divisional title, and at 10-6 get a first round bye. The rich get richer. I don't know how that happened. We turned it around. We had some adversity this year, and we still make it 4 divisional titles in 4 seasons. Looking at the performances here, Dak played, he played like Dak Prescott. He got us 28, 29, 30, 31 touchdowns. Zeke Elliott, 2,000 rushing yards. Insane numbers. Staggering numbers from Ezekiel Elliott. Booth, the rookie, 750 and 9. I like it. I don't like anyone else's number. Defensively, Jalen Smith, 107 tackles, 4 TFLs. We got 12 sacks, Dwight Samuel, 10.5 Tank Lawrence. Interceptions, 3 picks for Keanu O'Neal. His best year since we've paid him. The only free agent we've actually signed, really. The number 6 offense, and we had the number 24 defense. Dropping off a little bit there. Carson Wentz is the MVP. Zeke coming in at number 6 for 2,000 rushing yards, only number 6. It's a little harsh. DeJuan Booth is the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Running back is Zeke Elliott. Hey, I bet you lineman Zach Martin. Crazy. Shocking. It's like it's copy and paste. What is that guy? That is the most Jamichael I have ever seen in my life. All right, well, another first round bye. Copy and paste. And are we going to play an NFC East team? We're going to play the Eagles or something like that? Oh, it's a rematch against the Carolina Panthers. The rematch of last year's NFC Championship game. Let's get after it. It is a battle of McCaffrey versus Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott coming off 2,000 rushing yards. I feel like confidence is an all-time high for our rushing attack. Maybe confidence as an all-time low for a passing attack, considering the weapons and performance of Dak Prescott, our $100 million quarterback. But ultimately, we're getting wins. I'm paying him $100 million to hand the ball off as properly as Ezekiel Elliott wants it. Realistically, that $100 million is to make Zeke happy for who's handing him off the ball, essentially. That is how our offense is operating, how it runs. We kick a field goal here, up 6, $1:40 to go. Can defense get a stop? Oh, no. The dagger. 1-point victory on the final play of the game. That's such a hell of a game for Dak Prescott. 90% completion percentage, over 100 yards for Zeke Elliott, but Carolina at the end. The Dallas Cowboys got comfortable because of how easy this rebuild's been. And it just took that final little push. Who wanted it more? Carolina's been more desperate. They're hungry. We're over here. We're full. We're getting a little plump around the rump. But Carolina, they're hungrier, unfortunately. Here in year 4, we fall one and done. One and done in Dallas? What is that? That's not something people say about the Cowboys. One and done in the playoffs, is it? And as we enter our final free agency period of part 1 of the rebuild, another year, my God, we are vastly overpaid. Almost $8 million we're going to have to clear up. All right, get those shears out. Time to go snipping. Pretty much had to kill out a lot of our depth, and the one star that we're going to have to we're about, $1.5 million. It's going to be Jordan Lewis. One of our starters, slot corner. But hey, now we're in the green. Finished our final draft of the episode, actually our best draft of the episode. We had to cut Jordan Lewis to make salary cap requirements, and we got 3 straight corners that had first round grades. We got Thurman Bynes 74, scheme fit slot will be our day 1 starter. We got Sam Rogers 70 normal. We got another 70 normal in the 3rd round. 68 guard Herrera. We got a 63 hidden dev wide receiver out of Eastern Washington, FCS player, slot style guy. And then, hey, I always tell you, go with the tallest kicker and punter. We had a 6'4 kicker. Everyone else was like 5'9", and he's a 68. And then we had a 6'5 punter, and he's a 70. He was a top 30 player in the draft at 2 position needs. No more UDFA as our starting punter. So a really, really solid draft class, our best draft so far. Even though there wasn't a lot of dev traits on our high-end players, probably pound for pound our best draft so far with the Dallas Cowboys. Here's our team as we start out year 5, maintaining our overall from a year ago. Really good across the board. Dak's actually starting to regress a little bit. He is 31. So very much stuff to look forward to in part 2 of this Cowboys rebuild, because now it's going to be time to move on from Dak Prescott when we can. But as terms of the offense, we have a new starter at center, taking over for Bidash. It's going to be Parrish. Other than that, offensive line and offense in general stays the exact same. Defensively, we got D Ford. Just more so the dev trait there, but, just a 1-year kind of, we just work in production from Holiday. 75, I mean, maybe we still go with the young guys, only 22. Maybe not look at the dev trait, maybe not look at, bringing in the veteran experience, maybe have them as rotational, and that's actually general. Let's still go with the young guy. And other than that, no other changes on the defense. So again, let's make it 5 for 5 for divisional titles and have a chance to get our 3rd Super Bowl here in year 5. Midway part of year 5, and we're 6-1. The Eagles are right there with us, but we are a game. Let's actually sim this one just to see. This could be a shift or establishing true dominance within the division, and the Eagles actually win. Okay, it's gonna be a dogfight. 4 contracts. These are players that we want for part 2 of the video. Looks like we got Amari Cooper. We're not. I'll tell you right now. Nope. I definitely want Zach Martin coming back. We do not have a replacement there on guard. I definitely want CD Lamb coming back because he's younger. And if I had to pay one, I'm paying the younger guy and not the guy that I don't think's gone over 1,000 yards yet once. Kolar at tight end has been also fairly solid. There's still upside there for him to go up into the 90s. Lael Collins, get him on a shorter deal because we do not have a replacement. Vera Tucker, let's see if we can get him on a 5-year. Here to be a starting guard staple, a fixture of this offensive line. Outside of that, I'm definitely going to be looking here for the depth. I think we're definitely going to re-sign, Filet-O-Lay. KJ, I want KJ Britt, but that is a fairly expensive contract. So we'll get Filet-O-Lay, maybe Kenny Robinson too as well. So at the end of year 5, we have done it. A perfect 5 years, 5 divisional titles. There's been no team better than the Dallas Cowboys. We also have a first round bye, even though we lost week 17. Who cares? Benched our starters. We're taking on the Cardinals. Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott. Final year of Amari Cooper in a Dallas Cowboy uniform. Our team is the highest overall it's ever been. 90 overall, 93 offense. Looking at the stats, Dak Prescott, he actually had an okay year. 30 touchdowns finally. 36 total. Ooh. Zeke 17 and 8 receiving, 1,000-yard receiving. Of course, in a contract year, Amari Cooper starts to play well. Fool me once, that's fool's gold. That is fool's gold right there. No thank you. Defensively, Leighton Vander Esch, 93 tackles, 5 TFLs, 4.5 sacks. We got 8.5 sacks, Tank Lawrence, 7 from Neville Gallimore, 3 picks, Keanu O'Neal, back-to-back strong seasons from Keanu O'Neal. We have the number 6 offense in the NFL. Defensively, probably in the teens, 7th. This actually might be our best year yet. Carson Wentz wins his 2nd MVP of the rebuild. In the NFC, he's the Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Khalil Mack. I don't know if we're going to have a whole lot outside of probably Zach Martin. Again, the best lineman, 1 and 2. It's pretty much, I don't know, it's glitchy, I guess. Oh, yeah. So I guess, generally speaking, not the greatest individual success, but really our goal was trying to get 5-5, which we did. And let's kick things off by hosting Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, in the 11-5 Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are a team, I'm telling you right now, when we started things out here in Madden 20, you could tell Dallas and probably Cleveland were going to be the 2 overpowered sim teams in Madden 20. I think those would be the big 2. I absolutely think Arizona is going to be super annoying in Madden 21. They're just going to be that one team that that in real life they're probably still a little ways away from being that good, much like the Cleveland Browns were. But I just think they are going to be an absolute pain in the ass to play in Madden 21. But here we go. Back to the game. Defense gets the stop on 4th down and gets to the championship game. 24-17, very close matchup, but 200 yards. See, that's why we're not paying Amari Cooper. We did pay CeeDee Lamb. He only had 1 catch as well, but that is why. This is Zeke Elliott's team. 200 yards. The Cowboys are back in the championship game. Appearance on the line. Of course, it's Carolina, a team who's kind of became a little bit of a rival with us in this rebuild. This is the 3rd time we've played them in the playoffs. We're tied 1-1, so this is the tiebreaker. And they're playing pretty goddamn well. A 10-point lead, but we're going all the way down the field to cut it to at least 3. There we go. Beautiful. Second half, Carolina starts off with a touchdown. I don't know why they've had our number as of late, but, they got a field goal lead as we enter the 4th quarter. We can, come on. Get that touchdown. Get that touchdown. 1-point lead, Dallas. Zeke's taking over. I guarantee that touchdown was Ezekiel Elliott. It's tied up at 35. It's going to overtime. Oh my God. We just went 97 yards. I'm pretty sure that drive started on a 3. 97 yards in overtime to get the touchdown. 151 yards, Zeke Elliott. But look, it's actually Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, all having strong games. 4 touchdowns against Jalen Hurts and the Carolina Panthers. What a weird matchup that is. But Dallas, 41. Carolina, 35. The Cowboys are looking to tie the record for realistic rebuild Super Bowls, and we're only in part 1. And here in year 5, it's another rematch from the last Super Bowl we won, the Battle of Texas. Let's get a quick look at their roster here, where they're at. How did they get to this? They don't have any superstar X factors. They have Charles Snowden, Brandon Cooks, Kevin King, and Deshaun Watson. Come on, man. We should win this. 8-point overall advantage. We are better in every asset, even outside of quarterback. They have the advantage at quarterback, which is a pretty big advantage to have. But other than that, we are the pound-for-pound better team. I might pop a bear this one if we have to. If things get too shenanigan-y, I might come in and get a drive and stamp a drive off, get a touchdown here. But I have full faith that this team will not let this game get out of hand, and it will come down to that. Houston gets a touchdown every one of their drives. We're the first team to not get a touchdown, kick a field goal. So we might be going into halftime here down 1. Kick a field goal, yeah. Down 1 to start the second half, but we open up our drive with a touchdown. All the momentum is in Dallas' favor right now, and unless they have an outrageous 4th quarter and we start sticking up the joint, it's looking like we're getting that 3rd Super Bowl here. 10-point lead. Oh my God. And there you have it. Through 5 years, we have 5 divisional titles and 3 Super Bowls. We have tied the exact mark of our most successful rebuild through 10 years with the Vegas Raiders, going 5 divisional titles, 3 Super Bowls, and we've done that in 5 years. Okay. Might as well see them hoist this trophy. I don't know what Super Bowl. Like I said, I have no idea. I feel like Dallas has 4 Super Bowls, right? Right now? Dallas Cowboys Super Bowls. Like I know they won like 2 in the 90s. Maybe I'm wrong. How many Super Bowls do you got? They have 5. 71, 77, 92, 93, and 95. So now they have 8 Super Bowls. Ew. Absolutely disgusting. But you can see the man up there. You got Dak, you got Amari Cooper. Oh, yeah, we're all overpaid. We're all overpaid. The true god of this rebuild is Ezekiel Elliott. I think when all is said and done, I've seen it in the sim before. When all is said and done, Zeke probably statistically will go down as the most successful running back in history, passing Emmitt Smith. And we're going to find that out in part 2 of this rebuild, because most likely we're moving on from Dak Prescott. There's going to be a 0% chance we re-sign him. But then again, we're winning a lot of games. Should we re-sign Dak Prescott? Let me know in the comment section below. But we end, again, part 1 of the Dallas Cowboy Madden 20 realistic rebuild. The most successful one we've done, and it's only part 1. So part 2 is going to be very interesting, so definitely come back to see it, because it's going to be essentially like another rebuild, another new rebuild, because this team is very old and has a lot of salary cap stuff that we're going to have to work out. So as always, guys, for everyone that's a Cowboy fan, please, because this is painful for me to do, smash that like button. Subscribe if it's your first time stopping by. Getting pretty damn close to 130,000, which would be a nice little milestone for the channel. We have a new episode of Pink Slips dropping tomorrow, and then on Wednesday we'll have part 2 of this Dallas Cowboy realistic rebuild. So I'll see you guys back then. Thanks for watching, and peace out.